I brought my camera up to Calumet and got Bobby to help me do a documentary. He's been here all his life. I've been gone for 40 years. But let me start off with Bobby. My parents had a Chrysler dealership in a car parking lot. And I was always supposed to stay in the yard. So his mother Ruth seen me. They lived in an apartment above the Wickstrom store. Had a window overlooking the parking lot. So she seen me playing, called my mother Olga and says, I'd like to bring Bobby over to meet Philip. He's the most enthusiastic kid I ever met in my life, you know? He had fun for everything he did. I'd let him lead the play, whatever we did. Go in the cars, pretend we're driving, open the hoods, open the trunk, play the sandbox, whatever. So then I started Sunday school. At Sunday school I started kindergarten. And then Bobby couldn't go, he was only 4. So he was really upset. He cried, where's Philip? So his mama brought him down to kindergarten class. She asked if he could stay a few days. Well, he stayed the whole year. He had to take it over again because Michigan law says you got to be 5 to do kindergarten. He didn't really have to be 5. This kid was sharp. So anyway, there's that book, Everything You Learned in Life, You Learned in Kindergarten. Well, he learned it well. The teacher relied on him to show kids how to go outside and clean erasers or help a little scared kid go to the bathroom. This is his first time away from mom and daddy, you know. And so he did that. He taught school in Mohawk for a while till they closed the school. Population down to 737 people in Calumet. Then his uncle started a parts business at the Erica Garage. So Bobby learned the parts business. He also was a meter reader for the gas company, so he knew every house in town. And he also worked in other parts houses, you know, his life. He was on the school board. And Calumet High School has one of the finest schools in the world because alumni, many of those people are rich. We're the very first ROTC program in Calumet. And the parades, in those days, when you're 4 and 5 years old, we either rode the fire truck in Lorem, or we watched. And the most impressive thing was the military band, Drum and Bugle Corps. It's probably led by the color guard, okay? And after that was the jackboots, led by the drill sergeant. And they would stomp their boots, turn this way, turn that way, move their rifles here and there, and then move forward. And the band waited while they did their thing, and then they moved forward. So anyway, we started on north end of 5th Street, which is where the 5 churches were. They call it God's Little Acre. Me and my Finn friends lived where all the Sloons were, but they were good kids, you know. So anyway, after the Union Building, we go. You see the armory in the background. They call it the Coliseum now. Well, anyway, I remember us going to hockey games there, and if you carried a player's bag in it, you could get in free. We had money, but we just wanted to do that, you know, okay? So anyway, the Ice Capades came to town. I mean, a world-class show. But there was money. People's minds were open. People had money. And a year after that, it was a local skating group. And they did just as well. Because there were always skaters Saturday and Sunday in Calumet and D Stadium. In Calumet, there was an elderly guy that would teach the girls how to skate. And they did all the things the Ice Capades did. The year after that, a local group came up from Houghton and Hancock. They had skaters in both places. And Jerry Fontana, who played for the Portage Lake Pioneers, did something I've never ever seen again. He wore hockey skates. And he'd go round and round and round, chopping ice with his blades, acting like he's trying to keep his balance. And then a whiskey bottle would fall out of his pocket, pretending he's drunk, but he's sober as a judge. So he'd do this little act about 6 different places so everybody could see him up close. Anyway, United States Olympic team won the medal for the very first time. And I remember something going on with the Russians. They had a soft rubber puck that they could bounce. They weren't allowed to use it that year. And the captain of the team was Johnny Masich from Eveleth, Minnesota. Minnesota used all Minnesota boys on their hockey teams. And they would come to play Tech. And it was really high-spirited. Well, Johnny Masich was playing. I think Minnesota won many times, but we had a lot of Canadians. So Johnny knew about that big rink we had in at the Coliseum. It was about 15 foot wider, maybe 20 foot longer. Big old rink, lots of room to skate. So he brought his Green Bay Bobcats up to the play. And tell me, those Raiders are seasoned players, you know. A center's job is to go get the puck around the net. And Johnny could be at full speed in about 2-3 steps. Never looked at his stick. He looking for a man to pass to. The Raiders had it all blocked. So he had to carry the puck down. And when he got to the blue line, he let out a slap shot. Well, we had 2 defensemen that were pretty good. Rod Pavlich, he either get the puck or get the man. Gordy Laszlo used to play for Michigan State, so he was taught hockey. Same thing. Get the puck or get the man. So Johnny takes a slap shot. Gordy sticks his leg out. Stopped the puck. Broke his ankle. Anyway. So anyway, we go from there. There was a circus came to town, Ringling Brothers Circus, on the train of all things. And Joyce took me to the big top where I got to see the Flying Willindas. There's something else. And then there was a train that came to town, the Copper Country Limited. And I stayed there all day. And I used to walk over and look at the train. The conductor got to know my name. He's a black guy, friendly. Never rode that train. But anyway, you can see I'm in the train business. So anyway, we started this tour. We go down Calumet. And we get as far as front of my parents' garage. And we don't go down in the corner where Blum's Bar was. There was a mosaic tile, red and white and blue tiles. Sister Joyce used to take her trike and see if she could stay in the tiles. So anyway, Bob and I and other kids, we used to shag cars in the wintertime. When cars come down Fifth Street, you got to stop at Pine. So the drivers are looking both ways, and we go and run up and grab the bumper. Well, Bobby last down good and got a good ride. He got as far as the railroad tracks and wiped out. The same tracks where the circus was. Well, his choppers were wet and stuck to the bumper. He had a problem. So he went to see Grandma. And Grandma said, "Oh, your Grandpa John's got some brand new choppers. You can have them." And so she helped him save face. What did he say his name was?
Iggy DeMare.
DeMare?
Yeah, Iggy DeMare.
He's from the DeMare's Junk.
Yeah. The same family, but...
Same family,
yeah,
huh?
There we go.
He's showing off his 85 Toyota. It's in pretty good shape, except it got a little bit of rust on it.
Yeah.
Well, watch out. He's a wild guy.
No.
Have a good day.
See ya.
Bye. What's the town without a little local color, you know?
Yeah.
These buildings can't talk like that.
Yeah, put it on eBay.
Put it on eBay. I'll remember that.
This building here was, what did he call it in there? It said years ago it was a Calumet Candy and Kitchen.
Oh, okay. Calumet Candy and Kitchen.
Calumet Candy and Kitchen.
Okay.
We just stopped by here at looked at some pictures in the window.
Yeah, the window pictures told us what
of
this
course,
was.
That was before our time, you know.
Yeah.
And well, this is one of those places and all that has been a number of businesses come and go. But when I was a kid, and you were a kid, Phil, this was May's restaurant. Remember
May's restaurant.
Yeah,
okay.
remember May's? She had a little restaurant in there, and she sold books and, you know, candy. And
that's where you go look at the magazines.
You go look at the magazines.
And she'd holler at you
if you didn't want us to touch them.
Dog-eared the pages and all that.
Yeah. So that was May Fabish.
Okay.
Her name was May Fabish.
May Fabish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right next door.
Yeah, right next door.
That was Wheeler's.
That was Wheeler's Bar,
which later became known as the Grey Hackle.
Grey Hackle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I always remember this. Always looked in good shape, and it still is.
Yeah.
It always had fresh paint on it, and
Yeah.
it had blinds in the window just
Yeah.
like it does now, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it looked really good. Of
And
course,
And then
next to it.
next to it,
Yeah.
that building right there was McDonald's newsstand.
McDonald's newsstand.
Remember
Are you
that?
kidding me?
Yeah, remember that?
My sister tells me Dad always came down here to get the Sunday paper.
There you go. That's where he came.
McDonald's newsstand. I'll be darned.
Yeah.
See, I told you our town had everything, didn't
Sure.
it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, we grew up at the tail end of all that.
So they had all the newspapers, magazines, books,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And next to the old McDonald's newsstand
Yeah.
is a building that we remember,
Yeah,
huh?
this is was John's restaurant for quite a few years up
Okay.
until a year or two ago. And hi, Marty. Good. And that was when we were kids. That was the office shop,
So they sold like stationery and
and things like that.
adding machines and
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
I suppose.
Oh yeah, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
and then later on, when the office shop moved out, it became a restaurant. And
John's Restaurant or another one?
no, it didn't become John's right away. Somebody else. You know who I think moved in there? A couple of girls who were waitresses at Greasy Pete's right behind us.
Oh, Greasy Pete's, yeah.
They opened a restaurant across the street of their own.
Okay.
And then they later sold it to John
Okay.
Grunwald. John Grunwald.
Yeah.
And he ran it till about maybe, I don't know, three years ago or so.
Huh. Well, that's not long ago.
No, and then he had some health problems. His wife died and
Sure.
gave it up. No, right next door. I'm sure you remember
Yeah,
that.
that's one of the most famous places in town.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Clemmy's barber shop.
I thought he was an army barber or something like that. Wasn't he a
Well-
retired military at least?
He may have been. I don't really know. I know he was in the military because
Yeah.
he showed me pictures of some of the ball players, Major League ball players that
Oh.
were in service with him over in Hawaii
Okay.
during the Second World War. I remember Eno Slaughter and
Okay.
some of these other ball players. So I know he was in the army, but anyway, that building right there, I think, was built in the late 40s.
Yeah, I think it was built just for him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, it was a barber shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, old Clem was the biggest rumor mill in town.
Yeah.
He just loved telling stories
Yeah.
and jerking everybody's
Oh, yeah,
chain.
yeah.
And he said one time when they were digging up that foundation there by Bedino's on the corner,
Mhm.
you know what he told everybody they're doing? Bedino's is putting in a public swimming pool.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And boy, I tell you what, he had everybody. Of course, you had to take it with a grain of salt because
yeah.
you knew he told stories.
Yeah.
And you know when Salgo died, you know what Clem said? They went through his stuff and they found $250,000 worth of change up there,
Is that right?
which is just a bunch
Yeah.
of hoopla,
Yeah, yeah.
But that was Clem,
Yeah, that was Clemmy.
Just
yeah.
get everybody going.
Yeah, he was.
He used to like to cut my hair. We all got flat tops. He says,
Yeah.
I like cutting your hair because you got a round head.
Yeah. You know, one story about Clemmy. I was working up at the garage, and we're coming down to John's here for lunch.
Yeah.
And as I was walking by, a guy come running out of there,
Uh-huh.
and he says, "The barber just keeled over."
Barber just killed
So
over.
I went in, and I could tell he was crunched up against below
Yeah.
his mirror. I told the guy he didn't have a phone in there.
Sure.
I said, run next door and phone the ambulance.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I got Clemmy laid down, and I got his head back. He had false teeth. I took his false teeth out. He was having a heart attack.
Uh-huh.
And then I tried to clear the air passage.
Yeah.
And then when the guy came back, I said, here, hold him right here. And I ran across into here, and my buddy, Franny Giacchino, who worked for the power company, was in there.
Okay.
And I knew they had kept an airway in their truck,
Sure.
and he knew CPR.
Right.
And so he came over, and then
Got him quick help, huh?
yeah, and then the chief of police, Thornton, came, and of course he knew CPR. So I helped Franny. Franny told me what to do till the cop got here. Then he took over.
Yeah.
But we kept him alive till the ambulance got here, and
Yeah.
he lived for a day or two, and then he died.
A day or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, you had to be right there to help save an old friend.
well, tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
right.
can you do?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. This stone building here.
Taxi Pete.
Taxi Pete owned this
Yeah,
building?
Taxi Pete owned that building, and he rented it out.
I'll be darned.
And there was a restaurant in there
Okay.
when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a restaurant in there.
Okay. Taxi Pete of all
yeah,
things.
Yeah, he did.
Huh. So he was an Armenian too, wasn't
He's
he?
Armenian. He and Saga were both Armenians. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he told Joyce he came to this country when he was just a teenager.
Yeah,
The Turks had killed his mother and father,
yeah.
and he came over to this country and landed in Calumet.
Hmm.
And I don't know what year that was, but
Yeah.
he was
I'll tell
around
you-
my father's era.
Yeah, another Armenian family. Do you remember the store up on 6th Street, Kelly Brothers store?
No, no.
They were Armenian.
Hmm.
Now, don't ask me why their name was Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
but they were Armenian.
That's what Sago was too?
Huh?
Was Sago Armenian?
Sago and Taxi Pete and the Kelly Brothers were all Armenians,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
I think Joyce was telling me this was some sort of a grocery store for a while.
It could have been.
And I can't think of it now, but it was some grocery
Yeah,
store.
it could have been a grocery store.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then, of course, down there,
You
there's
know-
a building between it and Bodino's.
Yeah.
What is that spot?
That whole thing at one time was Kukinen's Hardware.
Oh, Kekkonen?
Kekkonen's Hardware.
Kekkonen Hardware.
Yeah, that was Kekkonen's
Okay,
Hardware.
that's right. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, Kekkonen's, yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete Bodino worked for Kekkonen. That's how he got in the hardware business.
Okay.
And then he later bought Kekkonen's out.
Let's see if I can walk with this camera.
Yeah. So that was Kekkonen's Hardware.
Kekkonen Hardware. I
Yeah.
went there day before yesterday. Joyce said she got a leak in a pipe, and she said it just bent over and soldered. So I went here. I asked them for a kit, for repairing a copper pipe.
Yeah.
They had a kit, everything you need: the sandpaper, the flux, the low brush,
Oh yeah.
the solder, and then I bought a 1/2-inch cap.
Uh-huh.
So I went down there and looked, and I said, "Yeah, it's exactly what I need," and I fixed it for her.
Oh yeah.
And I asked, I says, "Are you a Bodino?" I asked that guy. He said, "No, there's no Bodinos left anymore in this
Yeah.
business."
Well, the owner's wife is a Bodino.
Okay.
Yeah. Rodney Michigan, his wife. Now this empty lot here, the parking lot, Phil.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was there?
Well, I don't know exactly what was there, no.
The Americal Cafe.
Oh, Miracle Cafe.
Yeah. What's his name? Carl Riding and his wife, who was a roll girl.
Mm.
They ran that, and it was a big building, and it had a top like a castle,
Oh, yeah.
one of these castle turrets,
Sure.
We're still going.
Well, there was a barber shop here somewhere, too. A German guy had it.
This was the shoe shop.
Yeah,
Shoe
we got
shop.
that.
Did you get the side?
I told him all about your grandpa and
Yeah. You can still see it faintly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him how he moved from up on the north end, and then he had his living quarters in the back, and then when he passed on, and his grandmother and Pete made the whole thing a living story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave him the story.
Yeah, there was somewhere as a barber shop here, a German guy. It turns out he was an electrical engineer.
Where to?
It was somewhere right in this block here, in this corner. It may have been around the back, on Elm Street, maybe.
Maybe there was a barber shop in Miracle Cafe building.
Maybe.
I don't remember that.
But that was gone probably by the time we came along.
Yeah.
But anyway, my dad got him to build a battery charging station in the garage.
Oh
He
yeah.
had a wooden bench with all the batteries, and
Yeah.
there was wires running along the wall, and those porcelain insulators.
Oh yeah.
Positive, minus, and then they had jumper cables. They could charge a
Oh,
whole
no
bank of batteries,
Is that right?
from one place. Yeah.
No kidding. What next?
Here we got that big hardware store, huh?
Yeah.
Carlton Hardware.
Yeah, that was Carlton Hardware.
Dad sent me down there to get a jar of turpentine for something.
Uh-huh.
They were in glass bottles, and I was halfway home when it slipped out of my hands and busted on the sidewalk up there.
Oh yeah.
And I come home, and Dad said, "Where's the turpentine?" I said, "Well, I dropped it."
Yeah.
So he sent me back to get another one. I feel really stupid, it's just
Yeah.
one of those things where you're holding it, you think you're holding it good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just slipped out of my hands.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Carlton's Hardware when we were young kids. And then later, Worrell's bought it out.
I remember that now.
Same family that had Worrell's Drugs,
Yeah.
and they ran it for many, many years. And now it's Ben Franklin's store. It's
Okay.
that type of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And but that was a real. They had two big hardware stores right across the street from each other.
Sure. Yeah, look at that work up there around the cornice.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's a big building too.
Yeah.
And I was reading about the Carltons. They started off by selling mining supplies. wholesaling to the mines.
Oh, okay.
They had a big business doing that.
Oh, you know what? That's another thing. One of the businesses that were after McDonald's newsstand,
Uh-huh.
it became Williams Parts and Supply.
Well, I remember that name.
Yeah, and they did mine. They sold to mining companies also.
Oh, Williams Parts and Supply.
That was after McDonald's newsstand.
And that's in that white building.
That's in that white building.
Next to the office, old office shop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I forgot
Okay.
to mention that.
Yeah. Picture from back here across the corner.
Yeah.
Standing right in the middle of the road.
This was Al Gregorich's garage. It was Al's Mobile.
L's Mobile. I remember when it was up and running.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. See, it says Mobile Lubrication.
yeah,
right
mobile lubrication right there
Yeah.
in the bay.
The village bought this now. I don't know what they're going
Okay.
to do with it. It looks like they're going to sell it. They're just for sign sale there.
It's the way they did things years ago. Look at that big overhang on the roof.
Yeah. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
They just redid the roof on here. They did a lot of repair work to kind of.
Yeah, the shingles look good,
Yeah,
huh?
that's all new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the original building, how it was.
Original building, yeah.
Yeah.
They had pumps in there. The
Yeah.
pumps are between there, and then Al did his repair work in there, and he
Yeah.
pumped gas, and he had a little. Could get one
Side door there,
side
huh?
door to put one car in here.
Yeah,
So he did a lot of exhaust work, brake work,
sure.
stuff like that.
I remember this is the L&L bar.
Yeah, this is the L&L bar.
You can still barely see it above the bar sign there.
And when we were kids, the original owners, or at least the owners that call it the L&L bar,
Yeah.
were Larry and Lorraine Lajeunesse.
Oh, is that what they
So
was?
L&L started for Larry and Lorraine.
Okay, the name is still on the front here now.
Yeah, they call it the L&L bar yet.
He was our hockey coach one year.
Yes, he was. He did coach
We
hockey.
went to Marquette to play a tournament. And he
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he was enthusiastic about teaching us kids.
yeah. Now right here, where this portion of Ben Franklin is now, plus the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember what was there.
Yeah, it's a junkyard.
Yeah, Ernie
Store.
Lavenen's.
Ernie Laveman, yeah.
Yeah, that was a junkyard.
There's a boy about our age he had.
Yeah, Dennis.
Dennis.
Let's see.
Denny?
Is it Dennis Lavenen? I think it's
Sounds
Dennis.
like right.
I think it was Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis or Danny or something.
He was in my class.
Oh, look at all these vacant lots here now.
Yeah, well, this was always a vacant lot as far
But
as
I remember, yeah.
But right here was a home,
Okay.
just recently burned down.
Okay, recently, huh?
Yeah, and the Gradoff family lived in there.
Gradoff.
G-R-A-T.
Who are the Gradoffs?
He now owns, the boy owns that North End Framing right there.
Oh, North End Framing. So the son.
Paul Gradoff, yeah.
Okay.
His family home is right here.
Gradoff.
Yeah.
Gradoff.
Yeah.
Was there a? I get names confused. There was a Johnny Grodoff. That's a different name, huh?
John, that might have been.
He was a guitar teacher
That's the guy. That's the father.
down there in Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, and that's where he lived here. And
He lived
his son-
right here.
His son got a band. And
Okay.
his son is a guitar player.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
where the son lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was used to teach us from the Mel Bay book, you know.
Yeah.
It would take me 12 years to
Yeah,
learn everything he knew.
yeah.
Now, somewhere right here was Neva Store.
This is Niva's store right here.
Okay,
Yeah.
now this building here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that was Niva's store.
Okay, I got a picture of Calumet where it shows another building right here. Very similar to those.
Yeah.
There's 3 in a row that look the same.
There is another one there.
I don't know what that one
And,
was.
that was, as far as I know, it was another building just like this.
Yeah.
I don't remember a business. I think when we were kids, this was right next to the junkyard. This was all Ernie Lavenen's junkyard where this parking lot
Yeah,
is.
that's possible, yeah.
Right up to this building.
Yeah, I know Neva Store next
Yeah,
to the junkyard.
and so I think, before our time there was another building there, but that was, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Now, who lived behind here? We
Back-
went to school with somebody there.
The Sepulas lived back there. A Sepula family.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's now Aubins live back there.
There's another house back there too, right?
Yeah, well, no, it's a Mihelich's slaughterhouse.
Oh, Mihelich's Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, we'll see that when
Well, one of the kids we went to school with lived there, maybe just for a little while,
It could be, yeah.
you know.
The family I remember living there the longest was Sepulas.
Okay.
Here,
Next to Gradoff's house,
we had
okay.
the College Inn bar.
Yeah. And when
then-
I was here 4 years ago, it just burnt.
Yeah.
There was police tape around it.
And Bat Christo had a rooming house here. That big building.
Christo?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he had a rooming house. Bat Christo's rooming. It was a like a cardboard hotel, you know,
Oh, really?
petitioned up for single guys.
I'll be darned.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Okay, the North End Framing next
Yeah,
to the
that's
Niva store.
Yeah, that's run by Paul Gradoff now.
Paul
Who
Gradoff,
used to
okay.
live in the house across the street.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a close-up of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's a wood frame, it's got a lot of fancy
Yeah,
trim on it.
Yeah, it is. It's really fixed up nice.
In the old days, every carpenter had his trademark
Yeah.
about how he did the trim,
Yeah.
so that somebody could walk down the
Yeah.
street and tell you who built what house without seeing the name.
This might have been built by Alsip. You never know.
Yeah, it could have been an Allset house.
But anyway, when I was a kid, after Niva's store,
Yeah.
that was Tommy Roll.
Mm,
He had like a little junk antique store in there.
I see.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, I've been upstairs there having coffee with
Yeah.
my mom and Mrs. Neva, I remember.
And then also over here now on Charlie Rostello, who had the shoemaker shop.
Yeah.
That's where he originally had his shoemaker
Okay, in
shop.
that vacant lot?
No.
Oh, this building?
In this building.
Oh, Rostello's.
Yeah, Charlie Rostello.
Okay, did we just come from that
And
place?
Floyd Granroth. You remember Floyd Granroth?
Oh, I know Floyd Granroth.
Yeah, Floyd had a paint shop there. He painted signs.
Okay,
in
sign
there
painter.
afterwards, Yeah.
Boy, that's all that's left of Mihalich back there, huh?
Yeah. That was Mihalich's slaughterhouse.
Yeah. You know, they still had an ad in our yearbook, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm sure
Mihalich
they did.
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
It is a pretty small place, huh?
Yeah.
But they had some kind of a hoist there to get the animals.
Yeah. But it went
Lift
back
it up.
pretty far.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Kids, it was Manzini's store.
Yeah, Manzini store. Okay.
Yeah. And then the parents lived up above.
Okay.
And then Oliver Manzini, their son, became a dentist.
Yeah, I went there.
And he came back home and he converted the store into a dentist office.
Yeah, I broke the front tooth. John Tard and I played a little slap hockey,
Yeah.
and I broke my tooth, and he put a cap on that tooth.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't stay, so I still live with that chipped tooth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did that. Okay, this is the Ericla Garage Complex, and
Yeah.
this was always a vacant lot here
Yeah.
for cars.
And then in the back, my grandmother had a big flower garden back
Okay.
there, going all the way back to the fence line,
Yeah,
to Blue Jacket, up over to where your property
sure,
started.
yeah. Yeah, the alley never went all the way through on this
No,
block.
no,
It ended at that
Yeah,
junkyard,
yeah.
and there was no alley here, so
No.
people just use that space for private use,
The
I
house
guess.
in Mihalich has got in the way of the alley.
Yeah, okay. Hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, years ago, as you said, in this part right here, where it says Ericla's Garage,
Yeah,
that's the site of where the theater used to be.
yeah, the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right up to the street,
Yeah.
right up front.
And then the other part of our building, I think, if I remember right, was Johnson's Dry Goods.
Oh, Johnson's Dry Goods.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like a store
Huh.
type of thing.
Oh, I think of it now. This vacant lot right here.
Yeah.
Before it was a lot, there was a, I think it said Lakeside Floors or Floral
Oh, yeah.
or
Could be.
something like that.
I think I have seen pictures of,
Yeah.
of a building there. I don't recall.
Something like that.
I just don't recall what was there.
I thought, well, where's the lake? You know, there's
Yeah.
no lakeside here.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
next
was,
to the Manzini place.
Yeah. Remember the Gorshi brothers?
Gorshi Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, was that their place,
Yeah.
that narrow piece?
No, that was added later.
Added later, okay.
Yeah, but this Gorshi brothers
Right
is
here.
basically that place right there.
Yeah, the Gorshi Brothers. They used to live out there on that Lakeview Road.
Yeah, Brewery Road, yeah.
Brewery Road, yeah, to Tamarack Waterworks?
Yeah. And Gorshi brothers, they were motorcycle, small engine, bicycle.
Yeah. You walk in there and it had its own smell too. That was
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of neat, you know?
Kind of a combination of oil and metal smell.
Yeah. Yeah, I went in there once to ask them something, and they were in the back alley there, had the door open, and they're like doing a valve job on a
Yeah.
car, you know? The two of them always worked together.
Yeah.
They had a brother, you know.
They were two brothers.
They had another
Your
brother?
I didn't know that.
Well, see, my grandparents lived out there on that same road.
Uh-huh.
The Gorshis lived out there.
Okay.
And my mother said that she wants nothing to do with motorcycles because the Gorshi boy died
Oh.
on a motorcycle when he was a young man.
Okay.
So he was the third brother that
Yeah.
we never knew.
Okay. I think the
Huh.
two that were here were Fred and George. I think George Gorshey and Fred. George and Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next to that is the old the restaurant that was Ma Jones, Chili Con, Skufka's,
Yeah.
Abramson's and Skufka's,
Okay.
and right up until the times the Knuckle brothers took over. From
Okay.
the Skufka's.
No, they didn't have the whole building.
No, they
did
didn't. It was the 427 was the the restaurant.
427.
But then
That's the one on the right.
But then later on, they bought this section over here.
Okay.
That, when I was a kid, that was a pool hall.
Oh, pool hall.
That was a
Okay.
pool hall when we were kids, yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Well, you can see that false front there
Yeah.
up on high.
Yeah.
It's a brick as you can see the brick because the metal is falling away.
Yeah,
So now you can see that they use metal for all that trim.
sure.
You know?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
metal, yeah.
Huh. Okay, this building here now belonged to Ruby Rowe.
Yeah.
After Gorshey's?
After Gorshey, yeah.
After Gorshey's. Okay.
And as far as I know, it's still, if they haven't given it over to the bank, I think the Rowe family still owns it.
The Rowe family has a lot of property here then.
Joe Mullen owned it for a while
Okay.
from Mullen's Cleaners.
Yeah.
And he rented rented the front apartment to me up there when I was going to college.
I'll be darned.
$10 a month.
So Bobby lived there for $10 a month.
$10 a month, yeah. But I had to clean it up. I had to get my own heat. I got a little gas heater. Mullen's Dry Cleaners.
Mullen's Dry Cleaner.
Yeah.
When you walked in there, you had a unique smell
Yeah,
too, right?
you could smell the cleaning fluids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a busy place.
Yeah, it was.
And old Joe, he was quite a friendly guy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I went up there, had coffee with my mom and dad there at their
Hey,
apartment upstairs.
Fresh gourmet coffee. Oh, beans.
Okay.
We're not going to get the coffee. We got to
Okay, but the sign on the window says the coffee beans.
fresh gourmet coffee beans.
Yeah, we can't get a cup of that right now.
No.
And everybody had a little side door
Yeah.
to their storefront where the stairs went up
Yeah,
to get to
to
your
get to your
apartment.
apartments,
You know?
yeah. Mhm.
They're all what you call mom and pop places.
Yeah. There was 4 apartments up there, 2 in
Yeah.
the front, 2 in the back, and Joe Mullins lived up there with his wife Minnie.
Yeah, Minnie. Yeah.
And she's still living, by the way.
Well, she's still
She's
living.
down in Iron River with her nieces.
Oh, be darned.
Probably getting close to 100 years old.
Wow.
And
Must be the water, that Lake Superior
yeah.
water we drank.
yeah.
Next to that, that's
Next
a
to that,
famous
that,
place.
That was Saugo's.
Saugo's Store.
Yeah, that was Saugo's store. Yeah.
It says J.W. Isaacson, 1894,
Yeah.
way up there on the.
Yeah, that
Top
was
of the building.
original owner of the building.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, look how fancy all that stuff is.
yeah.
And somebody's gone in there and really cleaned it up.
The thing I remember about Saugo's, Saugo had a few displays in the window.
Yeah.
He had a pyramid of pork and bean cans
Okay, yeah, I remember
on
that.
one side,
Yeah.
and the other side he had a pyramid of Oxidol soap
Oxidol soap.
boxes.
Okay.
He left them in there forever.
Yeah.
And after a period of years, the bean cans and front of the Oxidol soap boxes were perfectly white. The
All
sun
bleached out for
the
the
sun
sun.
had bleached them out. So when you
Yeah.
went in the store, you look back and they were that nice bright orange
Sure.
Oxidol.
The
When you looked in
backside.
the front, it looked like a
Could
white
tell
sheet
what
of
it
paper.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we forgot to mention every store had the awnings.
You had the awnings.
What in
yeah.
the mornings? No, that side
Yeah.
the street had them
But I don't
cranked
think
out, right?
I don't
for
think
the sun.
Saugo monkey with awnings too much.
Well, he had an awning crank,
yeah, I know he did.
and
But he
I
just
don't know
used
if
that
he
for
used
chasing
it.
people.
Yeah, those kids that walked by and teased him, he chased them.
Yeah,
And he was a frightening fella. He was short, stocky,
and had long arms.
Long
He
arms?
was like built like an ape.
long arms.
And he
That's
wore
right.
long sleeve shirts, and he had
Okay.
those rubber bands to hold his.
Hold his, okay, hold him up in short sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And the last building standing on the street here was the North End Bar.
Yeah.
Still is the North End Bar.
Yeah, when we were kids, Phil, it was Limata. Store Limata owned it.
Oh, Limatas?
Yeah.
Where did that rodeo name come in?
Oh, I think Rodeos was
The first one?
First one was Rodeos.
Rodeos,
And then
okay.
Tor Limata bought it from Rodeo. You're
Okay,
right.
rodeos. Okay.
Yeah, you corrected me on that.
Yeah, right here was the front of our building.
Yeah.
And our driveway was just past that light pole you see there in front of this here fort.
Uh-huh.
And that's how we had to get into our home.
Yeah.
Was over that driveway to park the car inside the garage.
Yeah.
And one time a car was parked right in our driveway.
Yeah.
We couldn't get in. So Dad stopped our car and he rolled that car out in the middle of the street and put the parking brake on. And we pulled in the driveway and never said a word. Well, next morning, all those plate glass windows in the front here,
Yeah.
they were busted.
No.
So we found a salt shaker on the ground.
Oh.
So my dad's little trick backfired real bad.
Yeah.
The guy knew who did it.
Sure.
Maybe they watched through the saloon windows. I don't
Might
know.
have, yeah.
But anyway, there was paybacks for stuff. Then past North End Bar, there's a bunch of vacant land there, huh?
I think we better make way for this little building.
Got her on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a.
Yeah.
Was there a barber shop, the first building?
Okay, no. Yeah, there was an empty lot there.
Okay.
Parking lot. Then there was Arts Audio.
Arts Audio,
We
okay.
had a little barber shop there.
Uh-huh.
And then next to that was it was Johnson's Hardware.
Johnson Hardware.
Yeah.
And that was a big building too,
Yeah, it was a
wasn't
big building. Yeah, and they burned down. This block burned down. Oh, I don't know. What was it? 20, 25 years ago now.
it? Sure.
The both sides of the street, the building that was Blum's Tavern,
Yeah.
and then later became Possage's Tavern.
Okay.
And then right next door to that was the Secretary of State's office for
Okay.
a while. That early in our time, that was Utzman's Restaurant.
And that's right down here on this corner.
Yeah, it's right on the corner. Which is just
Uxman? Was it Uxman?
U-C-M-A-N, Utzman's.
Uxman.
Yeah, Uckman.
Uckman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Uckman.
Now that building was there before that car lot was there, right? The restaurant, Uxman, or was it the
no.
part of Blum's? That Blum building had two stores.
Yeah, the Blum building was the tavern,
Uh-huh.
and then there was either a second building or an addition onto the Blum building. That was the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then later that became the Secretary of State's.
Okay.
But there was always a parking lot there when we were
Okay.
kids. That's where your dad's
Yeah.
used cars and customers' cars and new cars were parked.
Well, the old pictures show a big two-story frame building there, and
Yeah.
there's no name on it to know what it was.
That was the Blums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right on the corner, that Blum building,
They
when
had-
you look at the picture, it was all one building,
Yeah.
but they had two distinct different storefronts
Okay.
in the front. One
Yeah.
was the bar, and one was the restaurant. Maybe,
Okay,
huh?
yeah.
If you take a look at it, it's like
Yeah.
it's a pretty big building.
Okay, yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
uh-huh.
And on the Pine Street side, they had Bush beer written on the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Bush Beer Company built that building, along with the Michigan House,
Yeah,
and I think that Lindell's.
yeah,
Lake Leonard was built by the brewery.
yeah. No, these last two on here, you got that was England's gas station. Remember?
Well, it was England's.
That was England's gas
That
station.
was city service.
No, that was no, it wasn't city. What was the dinosaur?
Oh, Sinclair.
That was a Sinclair station.
Oh, Sinclair.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we had a city service somewhere, didn't we, in town?
Yeah, there was down. Was it Art Jarvis?
Oh, maybe that was. Oh, Arts was Sinclair.
Art was Sinclair.
Yeah.
Art was Sinclair. Well,
Well,
maybe this was city service.
I'm stuck on that city service name because I thought it was that.
Maybe,
There's a
you might be
story
right.
about that.
You might be right.
You know, they did a national campaign to come up with a new name.
Uh-huh.
They didn't want that city service name anymore.
So Citgo.
So they came up with that name Citgo.
Yeah.
It's combining what city service means.
Okay.
And to me, I still like city service.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know?
And then over here was the co-op store.
Yeah, that was the.
Rose and Thorn now.
Yeah.
That was the co-op
Was that
store.
Eddie Elenich?
Eddie
Or
Jenich.
Janich, that's
Ed
what it
Janich, yeah.
Yeah, he was a friendly guy. We go down there to get a lot
And
of
then
our
the house
groceries.
behind England's,
Yeah.
that's where England's lived.
Okay.
Godfrey England and his wife, and he had
Okay.
he had a commercial sauna in there.
Oh, commercial sauna.
England sauna.
Was
yeah.
there real steam heat like the old way? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, I never took a sauna in there, but
Well, we did a sauna down there by Mackey's Market.
Mackey's store.
And you know what the steam was?
Martha Mackey.
You know what the steam
Radiators,
was?
wasn't it just
Radiators
yeah,
from
yeah.
the boiler in the basement.
Yeah.
Man, I thought, how tacky can you get? You're
Yeah.
trying to fool the Finlander, you
You
know?
go in the city, I went Waukegan. When I first went to Waukegan, I went to commercial sauna,
Yeah.
and they had radiators all along the walls,
Yeah.
and you threw the water under.
On the radiators,
Yeah,
I'll be darned.
No sauna rocks though. It's like a gunfight. in,
Where's that muscle now?
Deadwood.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Don't mess with him.
Got her.
What is your name so I know to stay away from him?
Phil Cohn.
Phil Cohn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a braggart.
Well,
Cold
you know,
man to body man.
Well, this young man here, I took guitar lessons from his dad, Johnny Grodoff,
Yeah.
down there in Yellow Jacket. And I had my session there somewhere after supper between 6:30 and 7, and we learned the Mel Bay book. Book one, I think we got most of the way through it. And here he is uptown with his own picture framing store and odds and ends, right?
Odds and ends.
There we go.
Lots more odds than ends. Yeah.